Hello family, I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. Wait a few minutes before I hop into this. See if anyone wants to join the live transmission. If you're watching on a replay, please comment replay. Let me know that you're watching so I know. And so I can shower you with love in the comments and say thank you. Really appreciate it when you hop in and when you invest your time, energy and effort to listen to the transmissions that come from my heart and soul in support of your journey and ultimately the collective's journey in the creation of a better future, not only for ourselves but ultimately for our children and everyone else in the world. Because when we choose to go on this journey, when we choose to traverse this journey to self, back to our heart, back to our soul, and ultimately back to love, this is what creates better for ourselves and our lives and ultimately the future and the planet. So thank you. I love you. I'll get straight into it because I am mindful and appreciative of your time. Where do we start? We'll start at the start. So to give you a bit of a background, if you're new to my world, my journey started in 2017 and I was depressed and anxious and I didn't really have a lot of love for myself, and ultimately that reflected out into the world within my relationships and within my life experience and all of the things, right? And the reason that I went on this deep journey to self is because I started my online business, which I still run to this day, high ticket affiliate marketing, and I support people in building as well. So if you're like, I want to create my freedom, I got you, baby. Reach out and we'll have a chat. But yeah, I started this journey, and I originally started this journey really selfishly for more money because I was broke and living paycheck to paycheck and struggling and all of the stuff. And I ended up getting into personal development, and ultimately the first book that I read, it started my personal development journey and it also started my spiritual awakening journey. So my business journey, personal development journey and spiritual awakening journey started at the same time pretty much. And I became addicted to feeling better because the first books that I read made me feel so much better about life itself and the power I have over my own life creation. And ultimately I was introduced to the laws of the universe, and before that I was atheist for a while, and then before I started my journey I decided, no, I'm agnostic. I mean, look at everything around us, clearly there is a higher power, I just didn't have the answers. And then when I started this journey I was introduced to the universe and the laws of the universe, so I started playing with it because I like to play. We must play more, we really must, because that's what brings the magic of life in. So I started to play with the laws of the universe, and ultimately through learning the laws of the universe and cultivating my internal reality by unifying my mind, body and soul and really learning everything I could about my own energy and how that affects everything within and without me. Hello SB World Travels, I hope you're well, I'm sending you love. I've ultimately, if you've got any questions as I talk, by the way, feel free to ask them, even if you're watching on a replay, I'm more than happy to answer. And ultimately it led me on this journey to self and the importance of really learning about my own power within, which is something that we've all been led away from through the constructs of the system. You have so much power within you. I have so much power within me. Barry down the road has so much power within him, and Sally down the road has so much power within her. SB World Travels, you have so much power. Cherie, you have so much power. It's good to see you. And we've been led away from this power that we have because of whatever agenda they have. We can speculate. There's so much speculation. There's so many conspiracy theories going around. The way that I personally look at it is with the knowing of how powerful our energy is and the focus of our energy and essentially what our energy is able to create when we intentionally, consciously focus it in a very self-aware way. We can create anything with our energy, right? Thoughts become things, and they become things because of our feeling, which is ultimately our energy, which ultimately attracts or creates our attraction field, right? So if they control our energy through the narrative, through the news, through the media, through everything it is that we're consuming, through our food, through our water, because that affects our energy as well, through the clothes that we wear, because the clothes that we wear also affect our energy because they hold a certain charge. Everything is energy. Everything holds an energetic charge. Our body holds an energetic charge. Nature holds an energetic charge. And when our energy is focused, hello, Exploring with the Lawtons, I hope you're well. And when our energy is focused on something that depletes it, or if we're wearing things that deplete our energy, if we're listening to things that deplete our energy, then that energy is focused towards things that pretty much don't really serve us, right? So I went on this journey and started learning about it, and the biggest thing that I've learned, which I'm getting onto right now, is we just need a lot of love. There's not enough love in the world. We've been trained and conditioned in a way to judge, to shame, to complain, to blame ourselves first and foremost. And because of the way that we judge, complain and shame about ourselves, ultimately that reflects to other people and to the relationships within our lives. We've been trained to not love ourselves. And because we're not loving ourselves, we're not loving other people in the ways that they require, right? Hello, Jenny, I hope you're well. And then we're wondering why things are not working out in the way in which we desire. It's because we're first not giving love to ourselves. We're not holding space for ourselves. We're not holding space for our emotions. We're not giving ourselves the love in the space to give to ourselves, to understand ourselves. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned on my journey, is you can't shame yourself or hate yourself or guilt yourself or get angry at yourself when it comes to growth and when it comes to creating what it is that you desire. The happiness you desire, the health you desire, the love you desire. You can't. The only way that you can create everything it is that you desire in your life, whether that be materialistic things or within your relationships, whatever it may be, is through loving yourself and through loving your situation. People wonder why they haven't got what it is that they want, or why things are not turning out in the way in which that they desire. It's because, first off, there's no acceptance of where you're at in the journey. There's no acceptance, and there's no gratitude, and there's no love for where you're currently at and for who you currently are in this moment. And then when it comes to moving forward, there's no love and there's no nourishment. How can you expect things to bloom and blossom if you're not watering, and if you're not nourishing, and if you're not loving, and if you're not kind? How can you expect things to grow if all there is walls and armour and shame and guilt and all of that escaping? You can't. Avoiding. people are running away from themselves. And they're wondering why they're not creating what it is that they want and why they're not having the relationships it is that they desire. It's because they're running away from themselves. A lack of honesty, a lack of accountability. And I'm saying all of this without judgment. It's not easy to look in the mirror. It's not easy to admit where we're wrong. It's not easy to admit where we're unhealthy and where we're toxic. However, it's necessary. I've not been perfect. I'm still not perfect. However, the difference between me and the average Joe is I admit it. And I'm ready to look in the mirror. And I'm ready to face my demons. I'm ready to look into the darkness. I'm ready to feel. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to let all of the dense, negative, toxic energies and ways of being within me go. I'm ready to let all of the unhealthy coping mechanisms go, however hard it is, because I know that the evolution is not going to happen unless I do. I'm not going to be able to rise up. Hello, Andrew, I hope you're well. Jenny, by the way, hello. I don't know if I said hello, I was in the middle of this. I know that I'm not going to be able to rise up in the way that I desire unless I let go of all of the toxic, negative, unhealthy, dense energies that are within me. And the way in which I do that is by feeling it to heal it and letting go and pivoting and loving myself towards the evolution. And this is why I've been able to create everything it is that I've ever desired. In ways that I couldn't even consciously comprehend. Because of the ways that I've loved myself and because of the ways that I've shown up for myself. And I got involved in the high-ticket affiliate marketing industry to create my external freedom, and throughout the journey I've realised that it's not just about external freedom, and in fact our external freedom is created by creating freedom internally. And through me creating my internal freedom, I've ultimately been able to create my external freedom through ways in which I couldn't consciously comprehend. And I've always been looked after by the universe, by God, by the higher power, whatever you want to call it. I've always leaned into that faith and I've always been looked after. Because I've leaned into the faith and I've leaned into the trust. And this is what I talk about and this is what I teach my people, because it's about the faith and it's about leaning into trust and leaning into surrender and leaning into love and kindness and compassion and letting go of the judgments. I shared a 12-minute and 21-second all the threes riff into my community yesterday. I share riffs every day about an array of different things, and at the moment it's Free Yourself February, so we're talking about different ways to free ourselves. And yesterday I shared a riff talking about freeing ourselves from judgments. And I've never judged my place in my journey at all. I'm human, you're human, we're all human. I've never judged my emotions and shamed myself towards what it is that I desire. I've never judged my results and where I'm at. Where I'm currently at is nowhere near where I wanted to be 4 years ago, from 4 years ago to now. However, I am where I am because of the lessons that were required for me to learn to evolve, right? And everything happens for a reason. And although I'm nowhere where I consciously thought and desired where I wanted to be 4 years ago, I'm so much further because of who I am internally. Although I haven't necessarily created what I've fully desired within my business, for instance, I've got a beautiful little girl like her. And my divine masculine came into my life in June. And I have a beautiful home and a beautiful community, and my business is being built from the foundations in the best way possible because of everything that I've learned
to really protect my time, space and energy and knowledge and wisdom. Hello Kirsty, I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. And things don't always consciously turn out in the way in which we think it will. However, when we lean into the trust and the faith in the higher power, that the higher power always has us, has our back, and listen to our intuition, which is the biggest thing. Hello speech impediment nomad, I hope you're well. And listen to our intuition, which is the biggest thing. We've been guided so far, like I said earlier, so far away from our power that we hold within us and our intuitive guidance, and we've been led to lead with our mind, with our ego. That's where the judgments are. Hello energy eyes, I hope you're well. That's where the judgments are towards ourselves and towards everyone else. The mind's a very powerful tool in the creation of everything it is that we desire, don't get me wrong. However, when we're only using our mind and when we're not landing into our heart, into love and into compassion and into kindness for everyone, especially the ones that are hurting, especially the ones that are hurting, they are the ones that need love the most, yet they're the ones that don't get it. And then we wonder why we are where we are on the planet, because we're not holding space for the ones that need it the most. Because we don't know how to hold space for ourselves. We're running away from ourselves. We're running away from our own internal critic. We're running away from our own internal judgments. We're running away from our trauma. We're running away from our shadow. What, you think that's going to create light in your life when you run away from the shadow? The shadow's just going to follow you. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger until you learn how to integrate it. We just need more love. We need more love on this planet. We need more love towards ourselves. And the more we learn how to give love to ourselves in our own internal environment, the more we're able to give love to others and to give understanding to other people. We just need a lot more love and less judgment towards ourselves and towards other people. And this is how we create a better future. This is how we create a healthier future. And we do it not just for ourselves, but we do it for our children. And if you're not looking to have children, if you don't want children, think about the children that are in your life, because there will be children in your life somewhere. And we're leading by example all the time. Even when we're not trying, we're always creating influence with the people in our lives because of our energy. That's our first language, is energy. You might be speaking English, that might be your first language. You might know 4 other languages. But our first language is energy, which is what we've been led away from. We've been led away from tuning into our energy and tuning into our guidance. And we've been led away from tuning into the energy around us. Everything is energy. And when there's a discordance in energy within us and within our relationships and within environments, that's direction. That's direction to move, to shift it. So I think I'm done with this transmission. Exploring with the Longtons and SB World Travels, thank you so much for being here. So much. I love you so much. The internal alchemical work is so important, and this is what's really allowed me to create everything it is, everything in my life. The energy that's within reflects without. And yeah, I know that shit goes on in the world. I know that there's darkness in the world. However, because I've been able and continually do it, I've been able to alchemize, transmute and integrate the darkness and the shadow within me. That's typically not in my field. Although it's there and it's out there, we attract what we are, right? Or we attract what gets to be healed. All we need is a lot more love. And I love you, and I'm so proud of you, and I see you. And just know that you're supported. And there's people out there that desire to be there for you and to support you. I'm one of them. If you're drawn to me,
If you feel aligned to me and everything it is that I give, then you've got options to join my world at a closer proximity. So reach out to me and ask me what your options are, and I'm more than happy to support you. I love you so much. If you feel like someone will benefit from this transmission, tag them or share on your story. And I'd really love it if you shared it on your story and tagged me. Let people know on there what your aha is from this and how you benefited, sharing the good message, sharing the love. I love you so much. Have the best day. Bye-bye.